What's up, Schmoedown fans? Welcome back to another second episode of the week, Schmoedown episode, Beyond the Schmoedown.
We got there.
I'm still Star Wars champion Andrew and Nicki Dimalanta.
Oh, hope everybody's watched Collision. And I am Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
We still got her.
Still weird to say.
Ooh, what an event. Holy crap. If you come on now, if that doesn't hook you to be like a paid patron or buy the live events when they come out, because this is rare that they'll let a pay-per-view style event be free to the public right off the bat.
Right away.
This was, oh my God, there's so much I loved about the Collision. There's so much.
There's so much I loved about this. I feel like just getting mushy about the Schmoedown.
Exactly.
Because this event made me feel so good.
Mm-hmm. And for
many reasons, not just because of the winners and this and that. This event just made me feel warm inside my heart.
It felt like we were getting back to not just, back to regular Schmoedown. It felt like getting back to normalcy in our lives. As odd as it sounds, like the Schmoedown is something that we've always, we've been talking about even before Corona was a thing, and it feels normal again to see people interact. Like the pre-show, like behind the scenes look, I was like,
I mean, apart from triggering my crippling FOMO.
Yeah.
Wow, I was like, so jealous of all you LA people.
Yeah, there was an opportunity for us to go. It's just the things just didn't line up right.
No,
it's just not. It's like, yeah, hey, we want as many of this to be as fine.
Okay.
as much as the matches we wanted possibly to be in studio, things just didn't line up for us. And we couldn't make it. But
everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. But thankfully they were able to make it a hybrid event to digital to in studio matches. So it worked out for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially our bank accounts.
I heard that, and I also did hear somebody say like, "Oh, it's kind of nice 2 and 2. It kind of eased us back."
Exactly.
It wasn't
So we still got the flavor of the digital matches, and also we're easing back into studio.
Right.
So.
Not that it's something you need to really be eased back into, but it works. Mm-hmm. It's a transition because digital is still going to have its place, I'm sure.
Yeah, when applicable, we can fall into digital.
Yeah,
because we're a worldwide thing now. We have competitors that aren't even in the United States of America.
Yeah,
digital still has its place.
I saw when Mark said something about to our fans around the world, and somebody in the comments was like, "Thank you for saying that because you got a fan from I think it was like." Croatia or something like that. I remember. Wow.
I remember when we first started this podcast I was looking at like the analytics for for Anchor, and I was like, we have fans in like the Middle East. Wow, that's mind blowing.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, first of all, it blows my mind that anybody listens to the show. That blows my mind. Just that. So the fact that it's people in other
across
countries,
the globe,
what are you talking about?
I'm always blown away by that. It's so unbelievably humbling and awesome.
Absolutely.
But like this event was something that, God, it was just something to see. Like, just for so many reasons. The production value of this, it helps to have sponsors.
Well, yes, it helps to have sponsors.
But
the smoky intros, and I loved during the promo leading up to the big event, and we got to see a little bit of behind the scenes of like Saul's walk up when he was shooting his smoky promo and Kate behind him and all that kind of stuff. Loved it. You
can literally see like things that Christian has wanted to do for a while now start to like unfold in front of us. It's like, oh, he wanted that from the very get-go. Smoke machines, BA entrances, and it's like, come on, man, this is so cool.
So good. And everything is just so perfectly screenshotable and gifable.
Oh yeah.
So perfect. Like I would have sworn there was more Shannon smoky footage. I don't know. I don't really know that I have time to sit there for another 5-hour viewing of this thing. It's I might.
Yeah, you might.
Just not all in one go. But like I just remember being like, wow. Like Saul looks like such a badass.
Oh yeah,
and
it felt like it was like a cross between like wrestling and MMA, like the entrances, and then
like there was a shot of Shannon in her smoke, and I was just like, "Damn, no one has any right to be that hot." It's like, oh my God, that woman's gorgeous. But like the smoke, it just made it all so dramatic. And beautiful.
Yeah, and the cutscenes are back. Oh,
Yeah.
there's one cutscene. We'll get to it. One cutscene in particular that we're both like, I have chills right now. That was awesome.
Literal chills. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So good.
It felt so good.
We're gonna run a little bit different, and usually like with these events we do like chronologically. We're gonna do the title matches last.
Yeah.
We'll go with
Number one contender IG.
Well, yeah, we'll do the IG, the singles. We'll do my match after that, and then we
teams.
have to finish off the teams match
Oh, yeah.
because
What a match.
What a
I
match
mean,
that was.
every single one of these matches was edge of your seat. Like, what's happening?
there were some outcomes I was like, I did not see that coming. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
Man. And I'm not jealous at all of people that were able to be at this event live.
I'm not jealous.
all.
I'm not just at all that I don't get BA slow motion smoke machine footage of me with the title. I'm not salty at all. I mean, it's my own fault, but
Nope. Not salty. I'm very happy for everybody that got to be there. Good for you guys. First match.
get free Captain Morgan drinks all day, every day.
Was it?
Well, they sponsored it. There was. You see how many bottles there was, woman?
God, I
was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was open bar.
would have been a fool if we'd been there, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Maybe it is true. Everything happens for a reason.
Maybe it is a good thing we didn't go because I'd be like, I don't know,
Captain Picard. Uh-oh,
Captain
wrong
Picard?
Star movie.
Andrew, you didn't write it down. Was it supposed to?
I verbalized it. Is that not enough?
I said it enough. Wasn't that enough?
Said it enough.
Exactly.
Lord.
There's only one alcohol that I can consume. Well,
And not become stupid?
Sorry, one hard liquor that I can consume and not get stupid, and it's vodka. I think everything else I've become an idiot with. Whiskey's number one for that.
I don't know that I know a difference.
Yeah, I haven't had tequila in a long enough time
no,
that I
can't
don't
do
know.
that
But
ever again.
I think rum and whiskey makes me dumb.
Insta-vom tequila for me.
Yeah. All right, let's get into these matches. Come on, because
That's another discussion for another time.
we
for
have a
another
lot to go
podcast.
over. So let's go in and get this
Okay.
get started.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's just stop beating around the bush. All right. We've got a number one contender match.
And the IG.
IG Inner Geekdom. We have got two premier gentlemen going head to head here in IG. We've got the Silent Assassin.
I like this new nickname that he got.
Amaru Moses.
Because he debuted with no nickname.
Yeah. No, I don't think he had a nickname at 1st. Representing the Suspects versus Saul of the Den. All right. Two dudes. Saul looking, like I said,
Like
scary
getting
in his
ready
last
to fight
match
somebody,
prior to this.
literally.
And Amaru is just, I mean, he was number one overall draft pick for the Suspects.
Number 2 overall pick in the draft.
Very, high aspirations in the IG division. Let's do it. Round 1. Saul missed a question about Korath. Whoever that is. They both missed a question about who played the Black Power Ranger.
No,
something like that.
Zach becomes what Power Ranger?
Oh, true. That's the one.
In somewhere, Perry Nemiroff is screaming at her computer screen.
I didn't realize she liked Power Rangers.
She loves Power Rangers. And it's like, this one came down to like, how well do you know your Power Rangers? I was like, come on, guys.
All
Zach
I know
is the Black Ranger.
Zach is the black one because it rhymes. Billy is the blue one because they both start with a B. Kimberly is the pink one because, I mean, come on. That just makes sense.
The other one is
Trini was yellow.
Trini, yes. I think it's her name is Trini. And then Jason is
Jason's
the
red. Jason just seems like a red name.
Were you a Power Ranger kid?
I remember playing Power Rangers on the playground, and all the girls would fight over like, I'm the Pink Ranger, me.
Yeah.
So like, I remember playing it when I was little. I don't remember being like super duper into it.
I was totally a Power Ranger kid. Are you kidding me? One guess is what Ranger I was.
Red.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the Green Ranger came out and the Yellow Ranger.
Tommy was the White Ranger.
Tommy was the White and Green Ranger. Everybody wanted to be the White Ranger. I was like, no, man.
Fun fact:
Die Hard
I
Red.
met Tommy, the White Ranger,
Flexing.
at the mall.
Flexing.
I feel like I might have told that story a long time
ago, yeah.
But I definitely got to meet Tommy the White
Yeah.
Ranger at a mall.
Oh, man.
It was because my brother had the chicken pox. And for some reason, when he had the chicken pox, I got to meet
A famous person.
a famous person. And then when I got the chicken pox, he got to meet a famous person.
Wasn't
I
that
don't know
Scottie Pippen?
how that, no, Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway, yeah. I knew.
I don't know why or how that worked out like that, but it's just something.
They just happened to be at the mall that time.
It's just something, it's a thing in my family.
That's another thing. Like if I had like the time and the money and I was frivolous enough, I'd buy like
You would meet the White Ranger?
No. I'd buy like a Red Ranger helmet and his sword. And then that's one of like I have like a list of helmets I want to own. I have a Mandalorian helmet. I have where is it? The X-wing pilot helmet. I need a Wedge Antilles helmet and then the Red Ranger helmet.
Baby, we gotta win the lottery to have a room for this kind of stuff. We don't have that kind of space.
No, because I grew up a Power Ranger kid. I'm like, come on, martial arts. I was all about the.
That makes sense.
It's awesome.
The putties. Those were weird, right?
Yeah,
ladies.
Mm-hmm. Rita.
There you go.
Boom.
Okay, cool. I wasn't going to get there. They both also missed a question about Captain Picard. By the end of round 1, 7-8 in favor of Moses. Mm-hmm. No perfect rounds. That's okay.
That's okay.
That's a testament to the questions.
Yes, I know.
It's not a knock on the competitors, which I think some people take it as.
Yeah, questions are getting harder.
Nope. Round 2. Saul goes. He spins. Oh no, he doesn't spin away. He takes Planet of the Apes pretty decisively too.
Yeah, that's an odd pick. I think he spun Planet of the Apes one time.
Oh, I don't know.
Another. And did really well in it. I think he took it because he did really well in it. I don't know.
I don't remember. I barely remember what day it is or who even played last. It's a wonder that I don't know. My memory works in weird ways. So he sticks with it. 2-point miss.
Oh.
Pretty out the gate.
Yeah.
And it did get stolen.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That was a very like uncharacteristic, like not miss, but move for him.
To not check down.
I don't want to say reckless. I just want to say like uncharacteristic, very loose with it. I don't know why he didn't check down.
I don't know, but he learned a lesson from it because he then checked down 2 more times or 2 times. Got both of them. Multiple choice twice, got both of them. Mm-hmm. Amaru goes. He spins. Spin his choice. He decides to take graphic novels, also very decisively.
Yeah.
He went to multiple choice one time, and it did seem like when he heard the answer, he was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So he got it.
Being careful. He was able to be cautious enough and played smart.
Yeah, when you have
that wiggle room.
You got a 2-point steal, you can afford to check down if it means being safe and not giving 2 points right back, you know? Yeah. So with that, 13-19 in favor of Moses by the end of round 2. The Silent Assassin. Round 3, 2-pointer for Saul. Dystopian future and time travel. The character of Commander Locke, played by Harry Lennox, appears in which franchise? He made me nervous on this one because he repeated and it was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But it was The Matrix. He got it. Yeah. 3-pointer for Saul. Alien and Predator. Who plays the synthetic known as Ash in Alien? Ian Holm?
That's about right.
Got it. Okay. 5-pointer. Here we go. 5-pointer for Saul. Batman.
Oh.
In what Batman film will you hear the line, one man is born a hero, his brother a coward, babies starve, politicians grow fat, holy men are martyred, and junkies grow legion?
He said Batman Forever?
Nope, Batman Forever is the answer.
Oh, I think he said Batman Returns. He said Batman
Maybe
Returns.
That's what it was, unless I'm wrong. No, I think the answer was Batman Forever. Yeah. And with that, unfortunately, for, 18-19, Amaru takes home a TKO. Home to the suspects.
See this one coming.
No.
Wow, what a performance. Like, this is one of those where it's like, Saul just didn't get the questions he wanted.
The apes pick didn't quite go the way he thought it
didn't pan out, but then Amaru just like, everything went right for Amaru.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, Christian and the Schmoedown social medias and stuff, they put out like that prediction card with like your confidence points. Yeah. And I feel like the majority of people were picking Saul.
And for a good reason too. Saul was looking dangerous. Like he was nobody's going to stop this guy. This guy is on a roll. He's on fire. 2 KOs back to back. This is a real test for him and hits a wall. But but I feel bad for those of them going up against him in the tournament now because this is a guy that gets mad at himself for going to multiple choice.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, there was some like post-match interviews that we admittedly didn't watch the entire. We were like up and about,
Yeah.
I mean, like, the match is over. Got to do this thing over here. Got to do
that. Yeah, it was like 3 in the afternoon for us.
Yeah, we were in the car for part of it.
Yeah.
Trying to like watch on the
visiting grandparents for our daughter and
And I feel like I saw somewhere that someone said that we might be getting I guess it was announced that we might be getting Saul, Brandon, Hannah in the IG tournament.
Rematch from round 1 IG tournament.
And that's a oh boy kind of match.
I feel that's like I doubt that Hannah's been sitting back like, oh, the tournament's coming up.
No, I highly doubt he's been twiddling his fingers. He's been watching
these players.
Wasn't there a movie that gave him a lot of trouble in its last match? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Might be Middle Earth.
No, I think I'm thinking of Sabrina.
Oh yeah.
When I think she got like Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
Go well. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Boyfriend, girlfriend, what? But like that's gonna be a rematch. Oh boy, Saul's gonna be fired up.
He's furious.
Dude like that is not gonna take this loss lightly.
He carried himself really well in the interview, but I can only imagine when the camera stopped rolling, he's just furious with himself.
Probably. And you know what? I feel for the guy.
Yeah.
Because you can tell the people that take it really seriously. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, it would make me sad if I see people like, wow, calm down, man. It's like, some people take this very seriously. Some of the stuff they're very passionate about. Yeah. Some of these things are things they've been passionate about their whole lives. I would say like 99% of the Star Wars division has been watching these movies since they were children. I'm guessing the people in IG probably been watching IG type movies since they were kids. Probably the same can go for any competitor, singles, teams, whatever. So it's like, wow, sue me for being passionate.
Yeah.
But like, Saul takes it very seriously.
Yeah.
So I know that he's going to take this and he's going to use this, and it's going to be a knockdown drag out in that IG tournament.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be some competitors because I think it was announced that Paul Oyama and Ethan Irwin are going into the tournament. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
Or at the very least, they're competing in IG matches.
I don't know.
Somewhere out there, I think it was on the rundown that I got announced.
There's been a lot of announcements, and I didn't get them all. I know other people are going to do much more diligent work.
Yeah, we're not that kind of after show. We react to the matches, not to the news anymore. So
I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up when you got to try to keep something in the house.
And I know that there's also people that will very eagerly report on it, and I can catch it from them.
Yeah.
And they'll give it to me nice and concise. Yeah,
this IG tournament and the IG division itself is shaping out to be very interesting, and like with certain people going in, certain people competing for titles. So, because on that note, Amaru is the contender in waiting. Oh. He's waiting for the winner of Mike Kalinowski and Chandra Dandapani, which I have a lot of eyes on that match because obviously Mike Kalinowski, one of the best to ever do it, but he's never defended a title. Right. Period.
Right.
So if he can get this, if Mike can go into that match and get a defense, he goes from like maybe GOAT conversation to in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's just that defense
of IG or just
anything
general. Okay.
General. So, because it's very hard to be a champion in multiple divisions. But it's extremely hard to defend a title. Period, in any division.
Yeah, especially that IG belt.
Especially the IG.
There's something about it, I guess. I don't know.
It's the curse of the IG belt.
Yeah.
So if he can defend, then he bumps himself, for me at least, in the conversation of he's nearing the GOAT conversation, because then he would, his so many titles, and only one title defense.
Yeah.
If he pulls it out, but I'm excited to see, because you can see Amaru's improvement through his debut to where he is now.
Oh yeah.
And he said it in his post match, like, in his previous matches, he's always gotten that one category he just didn't want.
Right.
This is the one time where the wheel was on his side.
Right.
So, and what a number one contender shot debut he had, because this is his first time competing not in the digital era.
That's true, because we've always said when digital happened and all this new class of rookies came in, it was like, well, how are you going to fare in front of a crowd?
Let me see how you do in a studio match, and boy, didn't flinch at all.
Both of these guys, they kept their composure.
Yeah.
Like perfect. They did so well, especially in the face of a TKO. Saul composed himself very well.
Absolutely.
Amaru, he was just unaffected. He was chill, calm, collected. It was wonderful to see.
And this is 4 points that you guys need, because you're like near the middle of the pack.
It because it's a number one contender match? Oh, fun! Look at that.
So it's your guys are in. We can look at the standings after all was said and done, and we have a graphic of the standings
right
as of today.
Right.
So, but these are points that you guys needed.
Definitely. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see. First of all, now knowing what happened here, very excited to see what happens between Mike and Chandru, and then I mean, whether it's Mike or Chandru, Amaru's got a lot to prove.
Oh, absolutely.
A rookie going up against two veterans in this division.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his shoulders. It's like he number 1 overall pick for your faction, number 2 overall pick, period.
Yeah, and he's like,
and he just took down somebody that almost everybody said Saul's winning this. And, and you know, there's always one of these matches in tournaments and pay-per-views like not so fast. Yeah, not so fast.
Oh yeah.
So
do not count somebody out. You know, they put their stats up against each other, and Saul's stats. More. It looked like they were, you know, the numbers were higher and whatever, but it's like
numbers can say so much about a competitor until
they only
you get
go
into
so
the ring.
far. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You can make an informed decision based on those, but my dudes, you never know.
You never know,
as evidenced by this match. But
good match, very good.
What
match.
a win! What a win, and good job to Amaru. We needed those points. Thanks, bro. Okay, we have a good scene.
Ooh, yes, that's right.
We've got Jay Washington, commissioner, right?
Yes, the
Jay
commissioner.
Washington and Shannon Bourne.
I like these cutscenes because now we get to see more because we haven't seen
Jay in a
while.
Yeah, and it's always so refreshing to see his smiling face.
It's great to see people actually talk to each other, not over a Zoom call.
Yeah. And Shannon, the queen.
Oh, she's so good.
She's good.
She's so good. And acting isn't her thing. She's a nurse.
And God bless her for that.
Yes.
No, but she's too good. I love Shannon. Like, I can't say it enough how much I love Shannon. She's amazing. So she was talking to Jay saying how, oh, you know, I see how you set Marisol up for success. And Shannon, you know, basically, I want you, Jay, to help me get rid of Grace. Get her out of here. Don't want her here anymore.
He's like, I'm not saying yes to that.
He said, I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
And
so open the door to get Grace out.
I'm not going to say yes, not going to say no, but I know where your head's at, and I'm kind of there with you, but we'll see, baby. And he walks away. You see Shannon kind of, nod to the distance like, yeah, I think we got him.
I think we got him.
And then, I'm getting like chills just thinking about it. The camera just like pans over, and you see Christian Harloff just give her a little nod.
It's like, okay.
I'm getting the chilly willies
and
just thinking about it.
This was the cutscene I was talking about. I tweeted about it. I'm like, hey, Christian, that cutscene.
And he was like, which one?
He's like, which one, winky face? I'm like, you know which one. Know which one. This is why I love...
Christian don't listen to the show anymore. He don't listen.
At me, he don't listen.
I'm not going to get an at because I'm right. He doesn't listen to this anymore.
At us, Christian.
At me. Because I don't think I'm wrong.
No, but like this is like I've been missing this part of the Schmoedown so much. Yeah. It's been 13 months since we've seen and had like an energy like this with the cutscene. We've gotten a couple of live ones here and there, but like they can only do so much. This is one I was waiting for. It was like, ooh, they're doing what now?
Oh, they brought back the heat with this one. It was so good.
So good. And because we've gotten sprinkles of a bit with the digital of Christian, like, you know how this ends, right? You don't have you know how this ends. You don't have the last laugh here. The last laugh. And it's like, I got chills watching that. It was so perfect. It was so good. It was so wrestling in the right ways for the Schmoedown.
Yes,
it's so wrestling for the Schmoedown in the right ways. Because there's some things that wrestling does you can't really do for the Schmoedown. But this is one of those things where it's like, ooh, it works so well.
Just that perfect standing in a doorway, camera pan.
It was so good because, editor here, like the thing that I think they're trying to do with these cutscenes now is they're trying to like be cinematic because it's a thing about movie trivia. So try to mimic a movie as much as possible. So they went to the classic, back and forth cuts with Shannon and Jay. But then when it gets to the point, the reveal, it goes full wrestling with a shaky cam pan over type of thing. I was like, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So good. It seems so intentional, and I love it. It was.
Oh man. It
was great. It's just. I didn't realize how much I was like hungry.
How much you needed a cutscene like this. Yeah. Storylines are back, man. Getting back to the studio, we're gonna get more of these, hopefully. I'm sure Christian has been waiting and just cooking schemes up in his head, just waiting. Oh, I can do this, or I can do this.
Think about it. Think of all the stuff that had been building up with Andrew Guy, and that just kind of fell by the wayside because of. Yeah,
you can't tell because the way that they're going with Andrew Guy, because they did a little bit with the interview with Jen Sturger before in the collision.
Yeah.
And because he's kind of brainwashed.
Sam.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, nice to meet you," and he's like, "I've met you before."
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. You can't do that stuff with the Andrew Guy's storyline with digital. There's no way to do it properly, I don't think.
The only way that it doesn't happen right now
I see that hair.
is if sorry. Long hair problems, am I right, ladies? And my men, my dudes. I know Saul knows. But
talk to your brother-in-law about that.
my boy needs to cut his hair.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. Anyways.
But the only thing that would keep that from happening is because I think Andrew Guy's actually working on a movie right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So
him and
Roxy.
Is that it? Or is somebody else in there too?
That's the only two I can think of right now. But I think they're working on a project. So that might be the only thing that gets in the way of scheduling. But I imagine.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, it's an independent film that's very low budget.
Well, it's still a project.
Yeah, it's still a project, but I think it'll only take them at most 2 to 3 months, maybe.
We'll see. But yeah, that would be the only thing.
They can get stuff in between shoot dates and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they're working very closely with the staff and everything. So
I just know that Christian's probably been waiting for the opportunity to be able to get back into it. So I know that there are things being cooked up, and I'm very excited for it.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait.
Moving into the singles number one contender. Number one contender match.
Loaded.
Well, that doesn't sink in that fast. We've got Lady Justice Marisol McKee of Corruption versus Kevin Goodenough Smith of the Quirky Murkies. Round one. Kevin Smith had a bit of a rocky round one. He missed Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, the director, yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
Oh, and the infamous challenge.
The infamous challenge heard around the world.
So this is rough. This is
This was hard to watch.
This was hard to watch. This is one of those like,
what's happening?
What is going on? Nobody
Are we
wants
actually doing this?
Yeah, it was one of those where like nobody really wants to tell Kevin no. So we're just gonna let him do it.
I was a little surprised that Coy ratified it, and allowed it to proceed, because I feel like if this were any other match, any other competitor, he'd be like, let it go, man. I don't think, if this is any other competitor other than Kevin Smith, I think even Christian and Mark are like, that's not a challengeable thing. I'm sorry. It's in the rule book. Yeah.
Sorry, let's move on.
I mean, the only people that you can give a first name and have it be like it would be if the answer is like Beyonce,
Elvis,
Madonna,
Prince.
Cher, people that have like those one namers. Yeah. And you clearly know who it is.
Yeah.
But Kate, I know that he was focusing on the spelling.
This is one of those challenges. Like, come on.
I was like, no, that was. It was. I think foolish is a good word. But
yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. It's like not ill advised, but
it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to need a challenge,
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? We've seen that a couple times. So, yeah. So they used it, and the ruling was such that, no, I'm sorry, you need to give the last name.
Yeah, the full name.
Kate's a pretty common name, regardless of the spelling. I get that not a lot of people spell it C-A-T-E.
But, yeah, the distinguishing thing is the last name.
Exactly. So it was overruled. Whoa, shocker. And he also missed the question about Gene Wilder being in Blazing Saddles. Love that movie.
That's a movie that
the Waco Kid,
your family just quotes all the time.
Love that.
The one that I always bring up with your family. We were like at Thanksgiving or something. It's like the toll booth. Anybody got a load of dimes?
Lepidamane's Freeway or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 5-pointer. Come on, yeah.
Well, yeah, I forget the guy's name. I don't know if it's William H. Lepidamane, but yeah, it's like Lepidamane something, Freeway or something like
Somebody's gonna have to go back and get a load of dimes.
God, such a fantastic movie.
Oh my God, man.
I thought that you were going for a different quote. I thought you were going for a Waco Kid quote when he was like, steady as a rock.
Yeah, but this is my shooting hand. No, my favorite one to quote is the
anyway, son, we gotta go back. We gotta get a load of dimes.
Yeah.
So good.
I just love the way he says it. Load of dimes.
God, I love that movie. So, but yeah, no, it was Gene Wilder, and I feel like he wrote like a Gene Hackman, like another.
And he tried to pull a thing. He's like, oh, it's Gene Wilder.
Like that was a fun self burn, And Marisol got a perfect round. And she got the bonus. So by the end of round one, 5-9 in favor of Marisol. A comfy lead coming out of round 1.
Yeah, not out of it yet, but it's a nice little.
Oh no,
lead.
but it's always nice to have a lead, and 4 points is not too shabby. Round 2, Marisol decides to keep the heat on. She goes first, spins away from the 80s, gets Reese Witherspoon. Multiple choice twice. Got one, missed one, no steal. Kevin goes. He gets spinner's choice. He decides to take Matt and Ben to nobody's surprise. I think they're bros.
Yeah.
He got a perfect round 2. No surprise. I think they're bros.
Pretty sure that was one of his slices that he put on. I would not doubt that.
I would think so. So he actually closed the gap, 13-14 in favor of Marisol.
1 point lead. It's a gettable match.
That's yeah, definitely. What a recovery.
Yeah.
After the round 1. Round 3, 2-pointer for Kevin, action adventure. This 1984 film stars Patrick Swayze.
No.
Something happened here. Thomas Howell.
Technology.
I don't know if Thomas Howell had a first name that got turned into something else. We're just going to breeze past it. And Charlie Sheen as young men who defend their town from invading Russians. Red Dawn. Got it.
Wolverines.
2-pointer for Marisol. Disney. What classic Disney animated film is known for the song? For the song. Well, don't have a song there.
Another one happened.
It just goes straight to the answer. What was it? Was it Hi-Ho?
Yes, it was Hi-Ho.
Hi-Ho. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Got it.
Now, we had discussions like if she would have said
Snow White,
I think she would have gotten it wrong.
Or it would have been easily challengeable, probably.
It probably would have, but I think in that situation, it's like there are other movies that are Snow White.
Right.
So I think you would have to give Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
To differentiate it?
Yes. That the way I would interpret that.
That's what I would think too. Assuming that we're right that there is another movie just called Snow White.
There are a couple of ones that are just Snow White, yeah.
3-pointer for Kevin. Tom Hanks, he's back, baby.
America's Dad, Uncle.
America's Uncle Dad.
Uncle Daddy.
Which sitcom actress plays Tom Hanks' wife in 1986's... Wow,
what are you doing in this one?
The Money Pit, I think. I don't know what happened here. Man, I must have been going wild.
We were watching this on the fly too, and we tried to go back as much as we could to take notes.
Like I said, we were in the car for some of the collision. I think it was The Money Pit. Shelley Long, got it. 3-pointer for Marisol. A back and forth round.
Yeah,
round
this
3.
is good. It's a good round 3.
3-pointer for Marisol. Romantic comedies. This 2001 film starring Renee Zellweger follows a year in the life of a British woman who is determined to improve herself while she looks for love. Bridget Jones's Diary. Got it. 5-pointer for Kevin. Comedy. Oh, right. Leslie Nielsen plays the President of the United States, Baxter Harris, in what 2003 spoof film featuring Queen Latifah, George Carlin, and Ja Rule? Okay. Another moment heard around the world.
Yeah. There's 2 of them in this one match.
So Kevin thinks about it. He says scary movie. And it, couple seconds go by. I don't personally have time to go back and go in, 0.5 speed to see how many seconds, 1.3 it was.
Yeah.
But it did seem
it felt quick.
It felt quick, but at the same time,
it's a judgment call on the announcers and the judges. It's a judgment call
as per the rule book. I'm pretty sure
it's in the rule book.
What I do wish would have happened. He had 3 JTEs.
Yeah.
I wish he would have used one to get there. But so he said scary movie, kind of almost with like a question mark on the end, like Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Like he kind of gave a scary movie. Pause.
And
Christian and your winner. And calls it 18-19 in favor of Marisol taking the match.
Yeah. I can see the argument on both sides of this. It was in real time, it did feel quick. But he didn't. There's another example of this where Mike Kalinowski in
Back to the Future.
He goes Back to the Future Part 2 or whatever the answer was.
Yeah, you could clearly hear the
inflection saying ...
in his words.
Yeah, the way that Kevin said it was like scary movie.
Yeah,
and it didn't sound like he was thinking about his answer. It just sounded like he gave an answer. But again, I can see where people was like, that was a really quick decision on Christian's part.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's
dicey, but I would have liked to see Kevin use. He had 3 JTEs.
All of his JTEs left.
And that challenge and the first round was kind of wasted on.
Could you have used it?
Maybe.
I honestly think that even if they had it and used it, I still think that they would have been overruled.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to be able to use it in that moment where it would feel like a more legitimate challenge, but I still think it would have been overruled.
I still think, but I stand by, you know, the call. The call is the call. I'll stand with the call because of the way that Kevin said it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, scary movie? That sounds like a final answer to me. But because again, if you compare it to the way Mike does it, it goes, because if he would have went and gone scary movie,
you know, that kind of thing. But it was like scary movie, and it kind of ended like that.
And it just sucks because he worked with the director and he's close friends with the director of Scary Movie 4. So it's like, ooh, that doesn't look too good. But we get, as we'll see in a cutscene after this, it's like, this beef isn't totally over.
This beef ain't cooked yet.
Yeah. Beef ain't done?
No.
Other than that, man, good match.
It was a lot closer. I think a lot of people were expecting more of a blowout.
Yeah, because it
was a well-matched match.
Oh, absolutely.
Somehow.
This, for whatever reason, this panned out to where both of these competitors were really getting tested by each other.
Yeah.
Because like people, however you want to say it, like, oh, Kevin Smith's record and who he's gone up against, this is his first real test. Yeah, it was.
It kind of was.
And it came down to his 5. Marisol, on the other hand, is like, she's on a roll, but Kevin Smith is, 3-0 at this point.
Right.
So this is a very, not unusual, but like, wow, this is surprisingly a very even match.
I didn't expect round 5 to be like back and forth, back and forth. You know, I didn't really, especially after round 1. I was like, oh no, is this how it's gonna go? And then round 2 just brought him right back into it.
Exactly.
And then it was just ping ponging in round 3. So yeah, it was a lot closer than I thought it would be, and I would say probably the same for a lot of people out there. I just like the Saul and Amaru match. I think a lot of people were betting on Marisol here. But I don't think a lot of people foresaw how close it would be. So it was quite the showing from Kevin. But now we know that we get Marisol, Lady Justice. Marisol McKee is now a lady in waiting.
She's the contender in waiting.
The contender in waiting, because we still are going to await the winner of the singles championship title match of Dangerous Dan Murrell and Ethan Big Time Irwin.
That's gonna be a good one. It's like the 4th time they're playing. Or something ridiculous like that.
I don't know. All I know is 2 of the best in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And so you want to talk about a test?
Marisol is now.
God.
Marisol is now the first female competitor to compete for the singles title.
Right,
since Rachel Cushing, I believe.
Clark Wolf.
Sorry. Yeah.
Shire Wolves.
Yeah. You confuse them because they're so good.
They're both so good.
They're both so good. So, yeah, I mean, when you're talked about in that company, I mean,
you're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
So, beyond excited, first of all, to see what happens with Ethan and Dan. And then, in either case, to see Marisol go up against one of those 2.
Possibly the first one.
The test of her life so far, you know, in her Schmoedown career. Yeah. But yeah, no. It's gonna be a huge test.
I imagine you're gonna want that to be a live event.
And her first 5-rounder, right?
Yes. No. Yes. Did she go to the finals? No, she didn't go to the finals in the team tournament for last year.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah. So this will be this will be her first 5-rounder. So that in itself is a huge test, because that becomes more of a test of endurance. You know, you got 2 extra rounds. Yeah. So I'm very excited for Marisol. I know that she's worked super hard to get to where she is. Absolutely. And it's great. Again, female competitor of color.
That's true.
That's something to say. And wouldn't it be great? The first female to hold a belt for the singles belt. I'm sorry. The singles belt is a female of color.
That'd be wonderful.
That'd be wonderful for the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm excited.
That's exciting stuff.
So with that, before we let's calm our pants. Before we
calm your britches.
We got a little cut scene after this match. We've got a little a video phone call between Coy and Christian. And Christian almost seems kind of like nervous on the phone.
It's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. And so Coy, long story short, it's kind of like, hey man, Kevin's not happy about what happened in that match.
Yeah.
He's not happy about that Scary Movie 3 call. not happy at all. And Christian's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And so the big thing at the end of the call was Coy saying, I need to let you know that Kevin said that this is not over.
So are we going to get Kevin Smith at Spectacular again against
I don't know what this means.
Former singles champion Christian Harloff?
You think they would have him play a match against Christian?
Maybe. That's what everybody's saying.
Did Vince McMahon ever get in the ring?
Yeah, he fought.
So it would be kind of like that.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like that. We always have these like non like title match type matches at Spectacular because we've had the manager bowls, we've had all that stuff. This be
just a
retirement bowls,
a spectacle kind of a match.
Yeah, like a spectacle match between Kevin.
A spectacle that's spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, and there's story behind it now.
Yeah,
you got to give him credit for like 100%. Like Christian, doesn't, whatever, but like for him to spin it in this way is like, all right, so let's keep him in there.
Yeah, because I can only imagine that legitimately in the moment that, I mean, I know there were a lot of people in the live chat in the comments like, anybody who's thinking that Kevin Smith's being serious is kind of an idiot. And it's like, I don't know. Were you there? Do you know Kevin?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are saying he was high up there. You know what I'm saying?
But
I almost just made a joke there. Oh, higher than a whale.
I'm so high right now.
God, so dumb. But yeah, no, a lot of people are saying that. But high or not,
he's got to take it seriously.
Joking or not, I can only imagine that there was a little bit of genuine, like, wait a minute, man.
Come on.
Behind that?
Yeah, you called it so quick.
Yeah, why'd you call it so quick? I wasn't finished. I was building to, he was, basically trying to pull almost like a Bateman.
Either way, this makes for a great story to move forward with.
And that's what I'm saying is if there was a little bit of seriousness behind Kevin, even if he was playing, maybe there was a little hint like, oh, come on, man. That was a big moment. I was trying to build it up. Herp derp. I have so much respect for Christian if it was kind of an awkward moment, if it actually was, to
spin it
and spotlight it,
Yeah.
and turn it into something. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
and I think it's so cool of him to do that.
It's a fun way to keep Kevin Smith in it and relevant in the show because it's so easy for him. Like, he tried, man. He got so close and never see him again.
Yeah. And if there was any inkling of like hard feelings for people to be like, I bet Kevin Smith's never coming back. But this is a fun way to be like, nope, he's going to be back. And you don't even know for what. And I'm just going to tease you until the day.
It's fun. It's a fun thing to keep him in. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
I have no idea where that's going to go. I will be blown away if he plays a match against Christian, but I
would love to see that
every second.
I would love to see that.
Can you imagine? Just wait. Oh no, Kevin's on your team. I was going to say let Rachel Silvestrini manage him, but she's on a different package. But yeah, I have zero clue where this is going to go. I mean, they're not going to get into a ring and hit each other with fold up chairs. So I can only imagine that maybe they'll have.
I think they're trying to steer away from the violence in the Schmoedown. I think the last thing we've seen of like the physical violence was
Ben and Andrew.
Yeah, of the hitting the chair. I think it's the last I've ever seen of it. Yeah, that was fun though. That was fun.
It was great.
Yeah, I think it gives the wrong signals and it gives the wrong vibes. It's not what we're here for. It's movie trivia. It's like, God, they get violent over movie trivia.
I thought it was
But
fun.
I think they're trying to steer away from that. But
I understand. I get it.
Not that no.
We'll steer away from chairs and hitting people to having gallons and gallons of alcohol on desk.
I did. It's like, hey, man, cut down on the cursing. And then
hey, man, don't say bad words, but we have 10 gallons of rum on this table. Drink responsibly, though. You know.
That was one thing that, like, because if you did watch the collision, you watched our promo, I had a different promo taped. And we had
It was fun.
We had a fun little one that included our daughter, but like I was informed, like, we can't use it because of
minor and whatever.
A kid in a thing that's sponsored by alcohol. It's like, we can't do that. So like, damn it.
Do it next time, bro.
So.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
I get it. It's good to have sponsors, but it's also fun to poke fun sometimes. So, let's move into some title matches, baby.
Go.
All right. Hold on. I'm trying to clean up. I like to try to tidy things as I go. I'm one of those people that if I'm in the kitchen cooking dinner, I try to, like, if I'm
clean
waiting.
Up as you go.
Yeah, if I'm waiting for something to cook, I will try to do some dishes and clean them out. I know. If you ever let this man into your kitchen to make pizza, get ready to be stepping in flour on the floor for weeks.
You got to slap the dough out. You got to edge lock.
Slapping the dough, slapping the base. You got to do it.
Yeah. Fried rice, I'm all over the place. I cannot cook fried rice without rice slipping out.
You can't cook fried rice without using 11 bowls. I've
cut down to like 3.
Fair.
Cut down to 3.
Fair. You do make some pretty dank rice, though.
That's my specialty.
Yeah.
Fried rice.
Specialty.
My specialty. Fried rice. What else do I cook? I know how to cook more than one dish.
You're grill master daddy. I don't grill.
Yeah, I grill. Fried rice.
You do pizza. Breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast person.
I do a lot of breakfast stuff. My French toast.
Oh yeah, he's been perfecting French toast because it's going to be
one more tweak.
It's going to be a Dimalanta family Christmas tradition,
like special thick bread French toast
with the little one, over there.
Yeah. I test ran it this last Christmas, and
my dad is a French toast connoisseur, if you will, and he was like, "Damn, bro,
can you cook it for like Father's Day and breakfast, or Father's Day and my birthday?" I'm like,
got you.
The thick cut bread will be Christmas only.
Ooh. Thick boy bread.
The thick boy bread. The thick boy bread. That's Christmas.
That Texas toast bread.
Yes.
Get on that if you haven't.
Christmas only. Christmas Eve. Christmas morning only. You gotta steal the bread overnight. That's the secret.
Ooh.
That's one of the secrets.
Don't give it away, baby.
That's half the secret.
Oh boy.
That's how I learned. That's half the secret. You gotta stale the bread.
Stale is a verb. Gotta stale it.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm so excited for the holidays.
It stale?
I'm so excited for the holidays. We're having Thanksgiving with both parents, sets of parents. Oh my, I'm so excited for the holidays. Okay.
What match do we got, my lady?
We've got a Star Wars title match. Very highly anticipated.
A rematch.
We've got a rematch for the ages. We've got lights out Laura Kelly of, I always want to say corruption, but swag. Although in her heart, I'm sure it's still corruption.
Yeah.
Going up against Andrew the Hunter Dimalanta of the Quirky Marks. Kelly Dimalanta 2, although kind of 3,
but 2. But 2. Head to
one-on-one, head-to-head, it's 2. But, you have a history. Debuted the same season.
Then the same match.
Same match. Yeah. And that second match that you guys had, it was a very... helped shape your career.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It sucked in the moment, but it helped shape. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Round 1. we'll definitely get into that because of the post-match interview. Round 1.
I have an interesting story about that too.
Me too. Andrew missed a question about an Oscar for Revenge being makeup.
I'm kicking myself for all my misses, but there's a couple in particular. I'm like, oh my God.
As you do.
I was like that close. I was this close.
This close. And then also missed a question about how long it had been between the opening scene and the main events of Rogue One, which interestingly enough, Laura missed it too.
Before that, we both missed a lightsaber color one, the egg color.
I had that next. I probably put them out of order.
No, because the year one was the last question of the round.
Oh, but yeah, you both missed the color of egg color's lightsaber in Attack,
which is. This is one that I'm really kicking myself on because I knew he had a different color. I just don't know why I couldn't pull it. I was like, I know
because it's usually just red or
it's red or green.
Green or blue.
In the moment, I was like, I know his lightsabers are different in which movie. I just couldn't, and I was like, I know it's blue in Revenge, so I'm gonna say blue.
That's what it is. In that moment, your mind is just a whirlwind, and you're like, why can't I think of my name?
and then it's like when they said, oh no, I'm sorry, it's like, oh that's right, it is green in Attack. Oh my God.
Yeah, you both kind of had that moment.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it.
So yeah, and then it was how long had it been from the beginning, the opening scene to the main events of Rogue One. Initially, you both missed it. Laura did challenge it. She said 13. And they said on their sheet
it was 15.
It was 15. I forget exactly what she said in her challenge.
So my counter argument was like, it depends on where you look,
which is true.
One site might say one thing, an official site might say the other, a novel might say the other. So it's and I'll get to this in another question.
Yeah.
Where it depends on where you look. But I'm glad that they worded it in ways where like, all right, so we had 15.
Right.
You cited somewhere that it says 13. So the answer is either 15 or 13. So I'm glad that they said like, well, no, we're wrong. You're right. I'm
Right.
glad that it's like, all right, it's one of those
We'll
cases
accept
where
either.
we'll accept either of these answers.
Because I know that in the movie is, how long have it been since you've seen your father or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I'm guessing that's where they got their answer from.
No, they said they got it from Wikipedia, and then I think they cross-referenced Wikipedia, and on Wikipedia it said
13.
So again, it's where depending on where you look.
That's why Star
That's the
Wars is
answer.
wild with canon and legends.
Isn't
It
Star
depends
Wars
where you look.
fun?
It's exhausting. So, anyways, they upheld her challenge, gave her the point. By the end of round 1, 7-9 in favor of Laura. Round 2. Laura goes first, keeping that heat on. Still got that corruption streak in her. You know what I'm saying, ladies?
Hey, I would have fair game, man. I would have done the same thing.
No, yeah, absolute respect to that.
Yeah, keep the pressure on.
Laura spins Rogue One. Something tells me she likes this movie. So she's stuck with it.
Huh? Maybe? I don't know.
She went to multiple choice one time. The actor who plays Tivik.
Go ahead and say it.
Multiple choice. She missed it and it was stolen. What can I say that I can take credit for this?
Yes, go ahead and say it. Partial credit.
Yes.
Partial.
I'll allow it.
Because we both came to finding this dude's name together in the car of all places.
Yeah.
On the way back home from Taco Bell.
Hell yeah. I'm not ashamed.
Our Friday treat.
Like you guys don't eat it. Get out of my face. So yeah, no, we were on the way home and I forget why we did it. I feel like
We were just like rummaging through people like, should we
talking
know?
about stuff and because we always think it's hilarious how he says a planet killer. That's what he called it. So I feel like we were talking about that and we're like, I wonder who plays him.
I think that's exactly
and that's how it
came up.
happened. And it was like Daniel Mays. And so I took a screenshot of the actor's name.
This is how it stuck in my head too.
I took a screenshot of the actor's name and I just took like my pen function in my gallery and I just wrote a planet killer over his name and just texted it to him.
To put it in my notes, yeah.
It's hilarious the way he says that line. So anyways, that's how that happened. So one time missed and it was stolen. Andrew goes, he spins the Phantom Menace, decides to stick with it. He goes to multiple choice one time for the Great Municipal Band. Great, Grand, I forget. I wrote great.
Yeah.
But
I had to blow the multiple choice on it too. Because it was one of those where it's like, I've heard this name before. I just can't really think of it right now.
yeah.
So I went to multiple choice. And I was like, there it is. C.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just move on.
We'll move on. 17-17 by the end of round 2. And this is a 5-rounder, everybody.
Yeah. If this is 3-rounder, I would have been like, oh my God. Oof.
Yeah.
But it's a 5-rounder. So I was like, okay, stay in the game.
It's okay.
Stay in the game.
Far from over.
Far from over.
Round 3. Andrew, since it was tied, Andrew spins, gets return. Oh, what a shocker. You both bet 3. How predictable. And it was how many total stormtroopers are guarding the bunker before being lured away. So the answer was 4. They both got it right. Shock.
Yeah.
20-20 at the end of round 3. Round 4.
The speed round.
This is where we're going to have a little discussion.
Yes.
But not too long because you know how it goes. Andrew missed a question about the Avenger. Passed on how many directors for live action films. Laura missed how many movies Boba Fett appeared in. She missed the Avenger? I thought she passed on that one.
She passed it.
Well, I wrote missed, so I'm a dummy.
No, she passed on it.
Maybe I meant to put missed in front of Boba Fett, and I don't know. Yeah. She missed the Yaddle question and passed on how many directors for live action.
So yeah, I'm kicking myself for the director's one because I knew the answer was 7. I was like, oh my God. For some reason, I was hesitant on it. I was like, I don't want to give up points here, so I'm just going to yield my time.
Yeah.
So I played it safe there. I was like, I don't want to, because I was like, there's 8 total directors. And Filoni is the one director that's the not live action one. So like, I want to say 7, but I don't want to risk it. So I just stopped answering.
Nothing wrong with playing safe if you.
Now for the Avenger question. So this is where again the pop up of where you look determines the answer.
Yeah.
So because I always when I took note of, I said Stalker.
Oh, I would have said Stalker immediately.
For the longest time, since I've been in the Schmoedown, I put Stalker. It's always been that. And I was like, yeah, I cross-checked my references when I added it to my notes. And for 3 years,
it was like, oh,
that ship has been the Stalker.
Yep.
That's been the Stalker. And for whatever reason, in canon now, it's the Avenger. So, but again, where are you looking in one book, it might say the Avenger. In another reference that is a legit source, it says the Stalker. So, and I had this conversation with PLD afterwards. It's like, yeah, and such.
Well, on
source,
Wikipedia,
it says
the Stalker is Legends, and when you click, canon for it, it goes to the page of the Avenger.
The Avenger. So it's like, it's one of those semantic ones. And I had this conversation with PLD and PJ afterwards. It's like, yeah, we had the Avenger, and we can see where your confusion is. Yeah. I try to challenge it. I don't agree with this rule where you can't challenge in the speed round.
It was a hot topic of debate.
It was a hot topic of debate, but I can't argue. It's in the rule book. I can't challenge in the speed round. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I was up 3. So I was like, all right, fine. That's fine. Let it go.
No need to get into it.
But I will say that both Alex Damon and Ken Napzok in the live chat were like, what?
Yeah, they were
it's
backing
the Stalker. What? He should be able to challenge that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
It felt like superheroes coming to each other, like uniting.
Yeah, the two past champions got my back.
Yeah, because I know Ken was like, challenge that. It's the Stalker.
Yeah.
And even Alex was like, nope, that's the Stalker.
Yeah.
So it was nice. And then somebody else said something about how there was some kind of, I forget what book, but they were like, no, it's referenced as a Stalker in such and such a book.
Yeah. And again, it's just one of those unfortunate things was like in Star Wars, like, where are you looking for this answer?
Yeah. Yeah, but I get it.
I get it. I'm not gonna argue the call.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it wrong. Again, I came out of that round up 3, so I was like, I'll just let it go.
So yeah, there's no need to belabor that point. It is what it is, and I understand. So by the end of, by the way, this was a brutal speed round.
There were several ones I was like, oh my god,
brutal speed round. So by the end of that, it was 24-27 in favor of Andrew. Round 5, 2-pointer for Laura. Droids in Solo: A Star Wars Story. What's the name of Lando's co-pilot? L337. She got it. 3-pointer for Laura. Empire. And The Empire Strikes Back. When Han says he was leaving Hoth, where does he say they ran into a bounty hunter that changed his mind about staying? Ord Mantell. Got it. 2-pointer for Andrew. Rogue One. Who composed the score for Rogue One? Michael Giacchino. Got it. 3-pointer for Andrew. Who said it? Which original trilogy character says, I think we've got something, sir. The report is only fragments from a probe droid in the Hoth system, but it's the best lead we have. It was Piet. Got it. I understand that Andrew said Admiral, and I know that there was some people, and I know, and I'm not talking about Alex Damon, because Alex Damon made the comment, but he was like, slash sarcasm. So I'm not talking about Alex, but there were other people that were like, he was the captain at the time. He got that wrong.
Benefit of the doubt, I knew the character.
It's like, we know that he's a captain at that point in the movie.
We know I knew the character.
Yeah, and it could have been challenged. It wasn't. But
I think that's where I would cite benefit of the doubt. The fact of the matter
is, they asked who. You submitted Piet. They didn't ask for the rank. 99% of the time, anybody references Piet, they say Admiral.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. It happened. I don't know what to tell you if you're mad. So, sorry. 5-pointer for Laura. The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. In The Force Awakens, while on board the TIE Fighter, Poe... wow, I got a little autocorrected here. Poe tells Finn, that's what it was going for, to use the toggle on the left switch between missiles, cannons, and what? Mag pulses. She got it. 5-pointer for Andrew. Weapons, vehicles, and technology. A doozy of a category for a 5er in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Am I right? Ladies, in The Phantom Menace, name the 2 pilots of the Radiant 7.
Been sitting on these names for 3 years.
As soon as I heard that, I went, oh, hell yeah.
I've been sitting on these names
for a long time.
I'm so glad they finally went there.
So, I don't know. It depends on how you say it, how you pronounce it. I think it's Maui. I've heard people say Maui.
Yeah.
But Maui Madakor and Antidar Williams. With that, 34-37, Andrew defends the belt for the second time.
Belt stays here, ladies and gentlemen. What a match. Wow.
God, what a match. This was an emotional roller coaster of a match. It was back and forth. It was a scrap. It was not, I know that I can't speak for Laura, but I know that you were like, this was a rough match.
It was.
And, like we've said before, everybody's used to perfection,
It just speaks to what PJ and the staff are coming up with.
Especially in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. You're seeing more misses because they're writing different questions. Yeah. And they're writing harder questions. They're structuring them differently. Mm-hmm. They're stepping up the questions. You're not seeing people slipping. You're seeing the question writers step up their game.
Yeah, and evolving the questions.
Yeah. So hats off.
Oh man,
to
this
them.
was a rough one for me. This is probably the roughest match I've played in my entire career.
Yeah.
And I recognize that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. 3 misses in the first. I had to check down in the second. I missed. I passed on a couple and I missed one in the speed. So it's like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever performed like this.
Yeah.
Ever. So I was like, oof, this was a rough match.
Yeah. But it's good because
good.
you never want to get too comfortable. You never want to get too complacent. So a match like this kind of shook you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just it's gonna mean more focus for next time. Next on the menu.
Yeah. The menu?
I don't know. I was gonna say docket, but that didn't sound right, and I just didn't want to. I don't know. Next up is Thomas the Major Harper.
Yeah. I mean, watching his matches, man, you can't. I mean, another Alex Damon level competitor.
Dude's
I mean,
beast.
at this point, are none of these Star Wars competitors, especially if you win a tournament, are none of them Alex level competitors anymore?
Yeah, it's a division where you could mention any name and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I say it all the time after each match. I was like, it doesn't get any easier for any of us. Like going forward, like I have to go against who?
Yeah.
Oh man, seriously.
Yeah.
But Thomas. I mean, obviously, even before he got drafted ahead of me,
Yeah.
he won a tournament, which I haven't even done.
Yeah.
And he won Dragon Con so many. I don't know the official number, but so many times in a row, beating Alex Damon in a format. Won Dragon Con so many times, and the guy is unreal.
Dude's a beast.
He's a beast, and so it's going to be another hard test for me. And I know after this last match, I've looked at my game. And it's like, if I perform like that against Thomas, it might be a rough go for me. So I've been doing what I can to buckle down and get ready for this match because it's gonna be a rough one for I saw this fly is just annoying the piss out of me right now. He's been flying around for the past 2 minutes. I was like trying to Miyagi him out of the sky.
Grab you some chopsticks.
Give me some chopsticks. But yeah, so it's gonna be. I don't know exactly when it will be.
Yeah.
But the major's coming for it.
Oh, he is.
It's gonna be. Just look who he ran through. He's beaten our other guy in the Mercs, Eric. He's beaten.
Well, his first match was against Adam Witt, who played the game of his life.
And still lost. Yeah.
And then Eric Whiteley,
our guy. So getting some retributions there. Then he faced Ace Cabrera.
Oh right.
Who's gotten the one up on me?
Beat him.
Yeah.
And then Gold Leader.
Yeah.
Who is real good.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy match.
That was a crazy match too. So it's gonna be a test. I mean, it's gonna be different from what I hear. We're getting back in the studio, so from what I hear, it's like certain things that might be different for this match. So
wouldn't be surprised if it's studio.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a challenge in many different ways for me. So we're doing our best to stay focused and stay on top of our game for the Mercs and for myself as well. So
and everything happens for a reason. I know that you say that match with Laura was a rough one for you, but I say that it's a blessing in disguise because you still pulled out the win, and it kind of shook you to the point where you're like, oh, okay, I need to focus up. I need to come at this different. I need to do this different. Course correct, as we've been doing your whole career. Yeah,
I mean that's the way. I'm fortunate that my learning lessons in this past match came with a win. I couldn't say that in my last.
It doesn't always happen.
It doesn't always happen. My last couple of ones, two or three losses that I've got. That I had 3 losses on my record. I was like, tough learning lesson, but they came with losses. This last one, fortunate enough, it came with the win and a defense.
And a lesson.
So we know what we're going. We know what we're up against, and we know what we have to do moving forward. Because, it doesn't get any easier after this.
Thomas is majorly good.
Dad jokes. Andrew approved.
Got it.
But yeah, so man, I mean, and I said it in my match after my pre-match interview. Laura was one of those competitors that forced me to pivot, that forced me to become better.
Oh, and
she gave me all I could handle in this match. Yeah. And it came down to the speed round, and it came down to experience. I've had experience in the speed round. You can do. She said she did her work and prepared for the speed round, but you can only do so much to prepare for it live.
Yeah, it's always different preparing.
It's always different when you get to the desk and all right, it's for real now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, oh, I try my best to prepare for it as much as I can, and it just didn't go my way.
Yeah.
So
practice is never. It's never gonna be the same as the actual.
Yeah, you can prepare as much as you can for the fast money, but sometimes just like, oh, they hit you in a way that's like it knocks you off your saddle, and you just can't recover.
Like we said, that was a brutal speed
It
round.
was. That was the toughest fast money round that I've encountered.
Oh yeah.
Because I straight up passed on one. No. I missed.
You passed
one.
on the director question.
Passed on the director question. I missed the Avenger question.
Right.
And what did I miss another one, or did I? I think
you missed the Avenger. You passed on how many directors?
Yeah, so I passed on one, and I missed one. So, and Laura as well. That was a rough speed round. So, and that's what the match came down to. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'll say it again. I'll say it till the end of time. Laura is a top tier competitor, and it was such a pleasure to face off against her again. And I'm glad that it came out with a win, but she's a star in this division for a reason.
Yeah,
and she no doubtly will probably hold this belt at some point in the future.
Oh, I think that's a given. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she thought you were a jerk when she first met you.
Oh yeah, so the story about this. So fun story. In this office, Wi-Fi cuts out sometimes. Fortunately, it cut out during her post-match interview. So I was like, oh no. Thank God it didn't happen during the match. So I get back into the room, and then Harloff is like, "Oh, Laura Kelly taking shots at the champion." I'm like, "Whoa, what'd she say? What happened? What'd she say?" And I had no idea what she said until the match aired. I'm like, "Oh, okay.
What'd she say? And then as soon as she said it, I was like, "Oh no!" Oh no! Okay,
because I said it in my post match. Like, I'm a salty ass loser. I hate losing.
Who doesn't?
We could be gaming with our friends on weekends. It could be a Schmoedown match. I hate losing.
Who doesn't?
I hate losing. And she probably, like, our match when we taped our first go around for the number one contender.
The 12th Moon of Yount match.
The 12th Moon of Yount match was the first match taped that day. So we wanted to stick around for the rest of the tapings. So we stayed there the entire day, and I was like, I tried my best to put a good face on, but I sat there, I was like, God, lost. I was so close, one question away, all day long, and I thought I came off as a jerk, and I DM'd her as much when we got home. I was like, I'm really sorry if I came off as like an asshole and really salty. I'll put that up.
I was trying to play it cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I came off like badly, but I just hate losing. And it's like, and she's like, yeah, I understand. We both flew out across the country for this match, and for one of us, it sucks that one of us had to lose, and I totally get it. Yeah.
And I was, as soon as she said that in the post-match interview, like, yeah, Andrew, I did think you were a jerk when I first met you. I was like, oh no, she probably thought I was a jerk too.
Oh no.
because that day when we were taping, from my vantage point, sitting in the crowd, in the audience, so Laura had two of her friends with her. I think it was two of her friends.
Yeah,
and they were sitting
it was
directly,
her manager at the time.
Right, and they were sitting directly in front of me. And so I'm sitting there, heart in my throat, watching this match. And then, it happened. And they turned around and they were like, he did really well. And it was like a head tilt and all. And I was just like...
Yeah, the friend's head tilt.
Yeah, like,
okay?
He did really well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was devastated for you. I was crushed for you. And I was just, I didn't know what to say. And I was just like, thank you. And it was just kind of like quiet for a second. And because I'm not weird and awkward at all, it just kind of got quiet for a second. And I was like, Laura's got really pretty handwriting. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, and they invited us out for drinks afterwards, and they were like, we'll pass. I'm not.
We passed. We're not.
One, I'm not in the mood for it, and two, we
got a flight in the morning.
Yeah, we have a flight in the morning, and we don't know anybody, so we'll pass.
I was just like, oh my God, she and her friends probably think that I'm a D-bag. Yeah. So like after the match, after the collision match aired, and she said that, I looked at Andrew like, no, and I like immediately DM'd her. I was like, I'm so sorry. I hope you don't think that we're jerks in real life.
Yeah, but again, pulling the curtain back up a little bit. She deemed us back. She's like, no, I understand. I understand. I needed a moment to work the heel work, and that was the only opportunity I saw.
Yeah.
And kudos for her for thinking that quickly of like, oh yeah, I did think you were a jerk. It's like, good for you, man. Keeping the character work going, and knowing to do that in that moment, capitalizing on something that I organically said.
Just a little jab.
That I didn't, that comment of me, like, oh, she probably thought I was a jerk, wasn't planned at all. It was so like spur of the moment, came to my head. It was so organic. And for her to like jump on that, I was like, fantastic character work. A+ for keeping to the heel.
Yeah, but it legitimately legit made me go, oh no.
No.
DM Laura Kelly, I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not a jerk in real life.
And we need to like have her on Rad or something at some point when we just do eventually.
We need to like just talk to her about stuff other than Star Wars.
I would like to
but
have
also maybe Star Wars.
Yeah, I would like to have competitors on.
Yeah.
Like Schmoedown personalities or Star Wars competitors on the show and not talk about Star Wars at all.
Yeah.
Just talk about like have them on Rad and just be
I feel like the topic may stray to Star Wars.
It might, but I would like to stay away from it. Just like get to know these people outside of the Schmoedown and outside of Star Wars because she's a great person. She's a sweet woman and great to talk to because like we talked to each other before our match aired and the complications that arose of us trying to fly out scheduling and stuff. I wanted to like make sure we were all on the same page. So we talked for a little bit on the phone and great person, great amazingly understanding of everything that was going on. So I'm sure this isn't the last time we'll meet in the ring.
I highly doubt it.
There's a chance that you might see her.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. There's a chance that you might see her at some point.
That I doubt.
But yeah.
That I doubt. We'll hold our horses in
I cannot say it enough. Hats off to Laura Kelly for representing the Star Wars division, especially for females.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be at that level in this division, regardless of your gender, regardless of your race, is something to be said.
Yeah, top tier competitor, especially in a division like Star Wars, where you probably get a lot of actual D-bags out there like, what does this chick know?
Yeah.
You know?
I'll show you what she knows.
It's like, oh, you want to go?
You want to go? She'll drive you into the ground.
I will drag you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as me. I'm saying that as if I was Laura.
Whip out her license. You want to go?
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I could imagine being at celebrations and guys like, okay. All right.
Does this chick know?
What do you think you know? Okay, let's go.
Let's go a couple rounds. You know about the Schmoedown?
Yeah. You ever heard of the Schmoedown? Dummy.
Anyways, great match. Gave me all I could handle in that match, but yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Glad I can get that second defense, but fantastic.
What a match.
Anyways, let's move on to the main event.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the main event. So the last match of every pay-per-view is the main event.
Overcard.
The overcard, as we say in the show.
Okay. Oh, boy, this match. This match gave me heart palpitations. I knew what happened.
Spoiler.
Can we say that? Like,
yeah, well, we got this match spoiled for us before it aired.
Like, I knew the outcome, but it still made me
but there's something very specific that happens that they didn't tell me about.
Right. Okay, so we got Shazam.
Guys, I know you watched this show. You didn't tell me anything about this.
I don't know. Does William watch the show stuff?
Yes, he does.
I love you, William.
Thanks, William.
I really, genuinely, I mean it. And Brendan, but I doubt Brendan watched this show.
But
I also love you too.
But I know Bibiani does.
Love those two dudes. So we've got Shazam, the defending team champions.
Looking to defend.
We got William, the Beast Bibiani. And Brendan, the kid, the fine young tenderoni, Meyer.
Young tenderoni.
Representing the quirky Mercs. We got them going against Team Corruption that consists of Mike. I do this every fucking time.
Mike the Killer.
Killer.
Mike the Killer. He hasn't been KO for a while.
Okay. The Killer, Kalinowski. And Chance, the Cobra, Ellison.
And will I say those slow-mo, like, missed smoke shots of Ellison going...
So good.
Totally gifable. Somebody clip it and gif it because...
Maybe I already have. And like Mike with his belt and his lollipop,
and
smoke,
the glasses.
the wink. Like, oh my God, it's all so
I'm not jealous at all.
Oh my God, Bibiani with his confetti. I already gifted that one out. It's right here on my phone. I'm just going to lay and waiting for one day that I get to use that. But, oh yeah, no, The promos were just wow.
Oh my God.
So good.
This one in particular was on fire.
The promo leading up to this match. When you have 4 competitors of this caliber and they have such a storied history in the Schmoedown, they have so much in-studio footage that you can draw off of. They have a history with each other as teams, faced each other before. So the promo leading up to this was just
God tier. Oh my God.
amazing.
So good.
Absolutely amazing. So Team Corruption of Corruption, the challengers, looking to see if they can reclaim their belts.
Become 3-time champions.
Yeah. So, round 1. We got a 5-rounder here, everybody. Buckle in.
Buckle up.
Round 1. Mike missed a question about Laura Dern and Johnny Depp. On the other hand, Chance, Brendan, and Bibbs got perfect rounds, and all 3 got the bonus. So with that, at the end of round 1, 15-18 in favor of Shazam. Round 2. Corruption goes first. They spin Mixed Bag Inner Geekdom.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they're going to keep it. So they kept it. Surprisingly, a 2-point miss.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic.
Yeah. 2-point miss that did get stolen.
Yeah,
by
and that,
Shazam.
I think that's like the big shocker of this match is like the IG champ misses a 2-point.
Forget what it was
gets
about.
2 points taken from him. That was surprising. I was like, whoa,
That was a big moment.
Big moment in this match.
And as if that wasn't enough, they checked a multiple choice one time, missed that one. That one got stolen.
Yeah, rough second round.
Rough second round, especially on a specialty category. Shazam goes. They spin the 2000s. They go to multiple choice once and got it. 23-32. Shazam.
Not looking good, but it's a 5-rounder.
You never
know with the 5 rounds.
Round 3. We've got the betting round. Shazam, of course, being in the lead, they spin Nicolas Cage.
The Cage.
Nick Cage. No.
He's a Ghost Rider.
The Noir. Black Nighttime Spider-Man. Noir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, love that movie.
Whatever he's called in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Nighttime.
Wind Follows Me.
Noir. Yeah. That one. Nighttime Spider-Man. I almost said Batman. How embarrassing. Shazam bet 2. Corruption bet 3. Both teams got it correct. So with that, slightly closing the gap, 26-34 in favor of Shazam. Round 4. Remember, kids, since we are in a studio, we're back to the buzzers for this
buzzers.
one.
Ooh, boy.
And so we got what? We got ourselves 5 questions in the buzzer round and the speed round. Chance Ellison.
My God.
What a beast.
God, what? Wow.
What a beast in this speed round. Holy crap.
4 out of 5.
Bibbs got 1 question. Chance got the other 4. Quick draw McGraw over here.
I'm glad. There's benefits to both of them, but I'm glad the buzzers are back because it evens the playing field out a bit more.
Well, it adds an element of you can prevent them from getting points.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of, we can both get points. Maybe we both get 10. Now you can stop them from getting points. So that's huge. So they absolutely closed the gap. Now it's a 5-point game. 30-35 in favor of Shazam.
Brendan Meyer has said this on multiple interviews. It's like, if you can keep it within 5, you can still win.
Absolutely. Because you get, foreshadowing. You missed the 5, you got yourself some sudden death. We'll see what happens. Round 5, 2-pointer for Corruption. Mike takes it. The song "Beat It" by Michael Jackson can be heard playing in the cafe. In Cafe 80s. In what 1989 sci-fi comedy? Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah.
That was a great example of
leading
into the number of the movie.
Yeah.
Because he clearly was not done with his answer. So he got it right. 3-pointer for Corruption. Chance. 2000s, back to it. Who plays Tommy, the brother of Tobey Maguire's character in the 2009 military drama Brothers?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Got it.
Natalie Portman was in that movie.
Brothers? Never heard of it.
Yeah, they both, one or both go off to the military. Or one, I think Tobey Maguire goes off to the military. Tobey and Jake Gyllenhaal has a relationship with who Natalie Portman is Tobey Maguire's wife, and then Jake Gyllenhaal is the brother of him, and they end up having a thing.
They're brothers, and he's
I think that's what it is. I've only seen clips from this movie.
Wow.
Because there's this famous clip of Tobey Maguire just like going bonkers in the kitchen, and he's like breaking stuff because I think he finds out about their relationship. I think so. I don't know Jack about this movie.
Jack Squat.
Thank you. About this movie. I've only seen clips of it, but from my understanding, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Ooh, that's rough. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, they're girlfriend, you know.
No, it's his wife.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, not that anything is even boy. Wow, that's rough. Okay, moving on. We got a 2-pointer for Shazam Crime. She's back. Brendan takes it. Brian Kirk directed Chadwick Boseman as NYPD Detective Andre Davis in what film? 21 Bridges. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And he was a little hesitant too. He's like, oh, because I pulled the Bridges part about that. I forgot the 21 part. I was like, oh, I know it's Bridges something. Bridges, not Bridges Spies, but it's something Bridges.
Yeah, I think of Bridges. I think of Bridges Spies. Haven't seen it, but I just know it's a Bridgie title.
Rylance won his second Oscar or his first Oscar? I think his first. He's won 2 Oscars.
I bet Bibbs knows.
He probably does. Let us know in the comments, Bibbs.
Don't put him on the spot.
Like he's going to flinch on that.
Yeah.
Brendan, for that matter, too.
True. 5-pointer for Corruption. Horror. Mm-hmm. Which, when they got that, I'm like, oh, that's Bibiani. That's where he lives. Oh, man. 5-pointer for Corruption. Horror. And what I got this question right. That was very exciting for me.
You knew a 5-point singles or teams division question?
A championship teams 5-pointer. And I don't even like horror movies, but I did like the Saw franchise.
I did that for Shazam's 5-pointer. We'll get to it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We'll get to it.
So yeah, in which installment of the Saw franchise are the players trapped in a house inhaling deadly poison while Detective Matthews tries to find his son? Saw 2.
And they used all their JTEs doing the classic corruption. Do they know it? Do they not know it? This is why I like getting back to studio matches, because
it adds more mystery,
especially for teams. Because I mean, it was interesting to see how the sausage was made with the teams division. But once we
I don't need to see that much sausage.
Yeah, once we got like 2 matches in, it was like, all right, I want to get back to the mystery of like, do they know it? Are they playing?
Right.
What's going on? Because this was clearly, they knew the answer. They're just like, I want to know what they're saying. Sort of like I do and I don't. But it's like, I bet it was just like, oh, question. Let's drag it out. Let's keep dragging it out. Let's do another repeat. Let's drag it out. Because, come on, they knew it. They totally knew it.
If I knew it, I can only imagine they knew it without any JT.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but getting back to studio matches is what I like, especially the team's division is so difficult with digital because you can show you're just showing your cards every single match,
and you got no choice. You have to.
Yeah,
if you want to communicate with your partner,
unless you want to speak in code the entire time,
which that would be so incredibly distracting and hard.
Yeah. So I like getting back to studio, especially for teams.
Yeah, Bibiani definitely spoke to this a lot on Rundown after the fact,
which I had to cancel on. I'm sorry. Life happens sometimes. Sorry.
Life happens. Life's been happening to us a lot.
Nothing big.
No, we're all okay.
It ended up being nothing, but I'm glad. It was one of those situations I was glad it was nothing. So
we're all good here.
We're all good here. It's just it ended up being nothing, which I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah. 3-pointer for Shazam. Bibbs is obviously taking this one. Remakes and reboots. What screen legend plays Coach Nate Scarborough opposite Adam Sandler in 2005's The Longest Yard? Burt Reynolds. Eastbound and down.
Eastbound and down.
Oh man, I didn't know if it was town or bound.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
All
right, rest in peace.
We have to catch up on that. God, the new season is about to premiere.
Eastbound and down. Man.
We love that show. We have to catch up on that. Oh my God.
Anyways, Burt Reynolds, he got it. Okay. It all comes down to Shazam's 5-pointer. And like we said, they were up by 5. So we missed this. We go to sudden death. Let's see. Pixar. What specific object had crushed and killed musician Ernesto de la Cruz during a live performance in Coco?
Oh, man, I was like yelling. I was like, it's a bell. It's a giant bell. I love this movie. It's a bell that kills him. And they said giant guitar. I'm like, know?
You know, honestly, I probably would have said guitar too. If I was them.
And this is how you know, like, my brain is wired for movie trivia.
You are wired for it.
I'm just wired for it because, you know, I've seen this movie maybe 3 times. And, like, we have this conversation, too, like, where we'll have, like, conversations with singles competitors. And it's like, we'll just jokingly throw a question at them. It's like, what, you didn't know that? And it's always usually a plot-specific question to where you can't, like, look it up really quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's something where you have to watch the movie to know it.
Right.
And if you've maybe watched the movie once, it just doesn't stick in your head.
Oh, I got a question I want to ask Bibbs. Maybe I'll DM him.
So I get why they missed it, but, like, again, my brain is just wired for this stuff because, like, I immediately, like, it's a bell, it's a bell, it's a bell. I'm, like, trying to incept it into their head, like, it's a bell, guys, it's a bell, it's a bell.
Even though the match had already happened.
Yeah. and on this note, like I said, like, you know, like, being a part of the faction, I know the outcome of when it's recorded, so I knew the outcome before. I didn't know it went to sudden death.
Oh, yeah. By
They
the way,
didn't tell me
missed
that.
it.
I actually DM'd. It's like, you MFers didn't tell me anything about sudden death.
Yeah, so they missed it. And it goes to sudden death. Yeah, no, we knew the outcome, but we didn't know it was like this. Yeah. So somehow it made us nervous. Yeah.
I was like, what? You didn't, what? Sudden death? Come on now.
There was something about the match that we were like, something's up here.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to it.
Something has to happen. So, yeah. Okay, so they missed it. So now 40-40, we head into sudden death. Question 1 was about Grease. They all got it. Question 2, what's love got to do with it? Tina Turner. They all got it. Question 3, The Mummy Returns. I guess movie release date, maybe 2001. Yes. They all got it. Question 4, Cold Mountain. Something about a setting. You know, what U.S. state? It was North Carolina. All 4 missed it.
Yeah, 2 of them got really dangerous close to South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah. So since everybody missed, we continue. Question 5, Pixar question about Cars 3. Everybody got it. Question 6, question about Analyze This, Billy Crystal. Everybody got it. Question 7, a movie that I have never heard of called The Air Up There was asked. The answer was Kevin Bacon. Only Mr. William Bibiani got the question right.
Walking encyclopedia for movies.
I tell you what. And with that, Shazam defends their belts.
What's the score?
The score was 51-50.
A combined score of 101 again.
Their reaction was so pure.
It's so priceless.
When they heard the score was 51-50, I teared up. Like, I'm such a goob. Like, something's wrong with me.
I'm so genuinely happy for Shazam.
Me too.
Like, I'm happy that, you know, faction, we get to keep the team's belt. But
of course. 2,
Bibiani finally gets his title defense. He's never defended a title.
Yeah.
So, and we say, once you defend, you're a true champion. And I'm so happy that they were able to get this win, because, you know, they're such great guys, such great help for my career.
Yeah.
And it's so great. And I was so genuinely happy that reaction of, wait, what's the score? 50. Are you kidding me? And like,
where are our shirts?
Where are our shirts? And it was announced on the rundown. We're getting our shirts, baby. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I cannot. When is it on sale? Because I'm buying one. I'm buying 5.
Sure. And the other fun thing about it is that not only was it 51-50, if I'm not mistaken, feel free to correct me, but I think that your 51-50 match also went 7 questions deep. So it's so crazy how it lined up.
Yeah, and you can't write this. You can't. Like, first 51-50, 7 questions deep into overtime. And then sort of like a 101 score, but not the combined score of 101. And then again 101, but it's the same exact score.
51-50, 7 questions deep.
And to happen on the same faction is unreal. Like, how do you write this? You can't write this. I have no words for because again, I didn't know it went to sudden death, but I did know that it was a 51-50 score.
Yeah, so when it got down to the 5-pointer, I'm like, Andrew, the math doesn't work. Math is everywhere. And the math doesn't add up. That's not 101 points. Something's up here.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is going to go into sudden death.
Yeah, well, no, I actually correct myself. I knew it was another 101 score, but I didn't know it was a 51-50. So when that happened, I was like, get out of here. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
Yeah, math.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, man. A crushing a loss for corruption.
Yeah, because to claw your way back from what was it, as like a 9-point lead at one point. It was a
pretty big deficit.
It was a pretty big deficit. And that's the heart of a champion.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in it. Because it's not over until it's over.
Oh, no.
You go into sudden death and you miss it by one question.
Chance and Mike, they're coming back one day. They're coming back for those belts. That's a guarantee. You know? So, what a match.
God. What a main event.
What a
Are
collision.
you not entertained?
Yeah.
That was a great event. Each match was just like, oh man, you start off with a title defense and you end with a title defense.
And it was nice to have out of 4 matches, half of them are digital, half of them are studio.
Easing us into the studio matches again.
Yeah, but still remembering that digital's, you know, it's
had a place.
It's got a place, and it still works. But teams matches were made for studio.
Absolutely.
You know, and Bibiani spoke to this on Rundown saying, well, it was Brendan who was like, man, if this was a digital match, you guys would have heard us being like, I don't have a clue what fell on Ernesto de la Cruz.
He plays the guitar. Let's say guitar.
And it's a really vulnerable position for the team's competitors to have no choice but to, well, if you want to converse with your teammate, you have to lay it all on the line. If you have no idea, everybody watching is going to know you have no idea.
Because could you imagine if as Star Wars competitors, if we get a question that at that moment we don't know, can you imagine us verbalizing, oh shoot,
yeah,
what was that? I have no idea right now.
I think it was this or this.
I think it was either this or that. That it would show so many cards in 1 second.
It'd be so vulnerable.
Getting to ask a question, you have to get from A to B. It's like, all right, no, he does this character, it is this and this. So you're giving away like 5 different answers just to get to the one you want. That's I would hate to do that. And I can't imagine what that's like for teams to expose all that. So I'm glad that we're getting back to the studio, especially for teams.
Yeah. So. No, it was really nice to be able to. It also changes how a match flows.
Oh, absolutely.
Because digital can be a little like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
and they spoke to this as well. It's like the rhythm of the game changes drastically in the studio. I've competed in every avenue of the Schmoedown. Argue you will that my first match was a live event. I'll argue that to the death.
It was. Who's arguing that it wasn't?
Yeah. I mean,
it was like 600 or 800
It wasn't
people.
marketed as a Schmoedown live event, but there's 600 people in that audience. It was a live event.
Yeah.
But like the one gripe I've had about the digital matches is like, all right, now let's listen to what the manager has to say.
Yeah.
And let's like, you want to talk about halting the momentum of a match. I'm glad they've gone so far as to take the managers out of the pre-game.
Right. That helped a lot.
But we're still halting the momentum. With this, it's like, all right, you get 60 seconds. You don't get to hear any of the chatter between the managers.
You just hear the announcers bantering back and forth about what just happened.
I think we've all forgotten how that felt.
Yeah.
And it feels so great to get back to that.
Yeah. And the match, it flows. It's almost... I hesitate to say more exciting because I feel bad that a lot of people are like, oh, thank God, I hate digital. And it's like, give credit where it's due. Christian had to pivot. It was either this
or no
Schmoedown at all.
Yeah, because could you imagine? It's like, all right, we can't do Schmoedown, so we're not going to do Schmoedown. That would have been it.
Like if you think,
there's no way you take 13 months off.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, hey guys, we're back. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Bye.
Yeah.
So
I know a lot of people, there's people that are like, oh, I kind of fell off. I found digital kind of boring. I saw somebody say that they think digital matches are lifeless. And it's like, that's a shame.
That's a shame for you.
That's a big shame for you because some incredible things have happened.
The first 5150 was a digital match.
And yes. And also just there's been so many huge, incredibly pivotal things that have happened in the digital era. And Christian had no choice. He had to pivot. He had to adapt to what was going on. And he still somehow was able to produce
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would also argue that the digital age probably also, the like completely full-time digital age, probably also shaped the game. It helped influence rules. It helped influence how the rule book was constructed.
Absolutely. And it birthed the FCL. The FCL is made for digital.
Yeah.
So, and digital will continue to have a place in the Schmoedown moving forward because, like we said, there are competitors that don't live in this country, and it will make more financial sense to do a digital match, even for the Star Wars division.
Yeah.
Half of your division lives outside of California.
I mean, you got Damon's gold leader, Zach Burkett in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. You got Laura Kelly in Chicago.
You got us in Florida.
Us in Florida. You got John Hoey, who I believe he said Connecticut. We're spread out.
Yeah.
You know, so it makes sense. And it's nice to have that option.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that we know that now.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we'll just fly them out. It's like, what happens if your competitor can't fly out? What if they don't have the time for that? It's like, we really want to give you a match.
Yeah.
All right, we can fall back on digital.
And you got tournaments. If you need to make the tournament digital, at least you know that the main event, maybe then you can fly them out.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll make room for them to fly out for the final.
Yeah.
So digital's not going anywhere. It still has its place, but I am so glad we're back in studio because there's nothing like have the flow of the game with the studio, but also we're opening the door for live events.
Yeah. And seeing
it
was just so heartwarming to see like the promo for the Shazam Corruption match. And when you see Koi like walk out on like, it looks like he was at a park, and then you see Bibiani walk up behind him and Brendan walk up behind him. I'm like, oh my God, people interacting with people. Yeah.
We're humans again.
Well, not us, but everybody in LA is. Good for you guys. So glad you guys get to hang out with each other all the time.
we're not.
I'm not salty at all.
I'm not salty at all.
FOMO, but yeah, no, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
to see people actually hanging out, interacting face to face. It was wonderful, and it makes me I was so excited for this. You know, I almost feel like I don't want to use the word like revived my love for the Schmoedown because it never went anywhere, but it almost strengthened, like reinforced it, like, oh my God, this is why I love the Schmoedown so much. You know, and revived is not the right word because it never went away.
Reinvigorated?
No, because it never went away.
Enhanced, I think.
Reinforced.
Yeah, that's
because
that's
it's like, I love this game.
And it's improved so much, like the addition of the slow-mo walkout shots, the smoke and backlighting of the color of the faction.
Yeah.
Love that to death.
Good.
Oh my God, it's so good. It adds so much production value to it. I can't wait to see more of it. It's amazing how far like we've come and how they were able to survive through the corona, because there's several businesses out there. There's several things, my business included, my little small business included, suffered from corona, and we were forced to pivot.
Yeah. Just like Christian. I will defend the digital era just like I will defend The Force Awakens. I will take that to my grave. I will defend both of those things.
Yeah.
But the fact that we were able to continue this and evolve it through the digital era, insane, mind-blowing. But it is so exciting. And to know that just this past weekend, a nice handful of matches were filmed at the Scum and Villainy, and we get to see those soon enough. I know that at least Erwin Merle was filmed, and I know there was a couple others. I forget. I know. I think
Frankie
McQueenie and Lieberman, I think, was filmed at Scum and Villainy.
There was a couple of that got shot this past weekend.
Yeah,
and
so
they're gonna be coming out very soon.
It's really exciting, and also we haven't been to the Scum and Villainy. So it's going to be interesting to see what that looks like. But yeah, one day we'll go there.
We'll get there.
How could we not?
But this event had some real shakeups for the standings. As far as the corruption in Mike and Chance go, like I think she's in another predicament. Like she's in a huge predicament now. Who do you put in the team's tournament now?
I think she's putting corruption in.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. Because I think
no shade at all to Deception because they're both top tier teams, but I think she's putting in corruption.
Yeah, because I think at this point you'd have to put all Adam Collins on a path to the belt as well. But yeah, the problems that winning presents. Who do you put into what, depending on who's on what path?
Yeah,
I mean, because now you have to make sure that because Marisol, #1 contender. What happens if she wins that belt? Now she's out of the singles tournament. Do you want to have her go into a team's tournament to split? Not that's going to split her focus on studying, but like you wanted her to focus on keeping that belt. So I don't know. There's a lot of decisions. There's several factions that they have to make tough decisions now.
The way Chance Ellison performed in that match,
he's on a path to the singles title too.
He is, but I would bet money that she's putting corruption in. And I'd be surprised if she didn't. I could be wrong, but I would be surprised if she didn't.
We'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot of things up in the air, a lot of decisions. I don't envy any of these managers because when you build a faction that has multiple people that are excelling and doing well.
Multiple division players too.
Yeah. I don't envy those, managers, the decisions they have to make. So I have the standings here if you want to take a look.
Yes.
The updated standings.
So,
courtesy of Schmoedown team standings on Twitter.
That's where I go, baby. That's where I go. So, after the collision, guess who's in first?
I mean, after 2 title defenses.
After 2 title defenses, we have now skyrocketed to first place. Corky Mercs with 54. Dungeons in second. They didn't have a match at all. At 47. At 40 is the Exchange. 36 is Corruption. They got 4 big points from that number 1 contender match.
That's true.
Followed by the Usual Suspects at 35. Then it's at 30. They could have used those 4 points. Swag at 16. They could have used that title win, but they still have final exam awaiting Lightning Time.
Lightning Time.
So they're going up against, and they have a path to the title, and they have Paul
the free-for-all
win. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't get the Star Wars title. Sorry. I got to brag whenever I can. And the Stars at 14. I mean, it's still anybody's race.
Yeah.
We made a statement.
Right now, as it stands, because we'll get into, I think I have the matches that are going to be aired next week. I screenshotted a screenshot.
But
I screenshotted something.
Yeah,
so as long as I didn't change, I have.
But I want to speak on this. Everybody always like, oh my God, the Exchange, the Dungeon are so far ahead. I've seen this story before.
It sounds very familiar.
It sounds very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen this story before. Isn't it funny how we started our season a -1 team? Couple of big matches happen, couple of big defenses happen, and now we're at the top of the standings with 54 points.
Yeah.
So it's never over till it's over, my friends.
That's a statement. No, that's for damn sure. It's not over until it's over. Look at last year. What did Corruption do? Dead last, all the way at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Winning the faction race. It's not over until it's over. If you haven't learned that lesson this season, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, no, and we've got some big matches coming up.
Absolutely.
The biggest match in the immediate future is between the Dungeon and the Usual Suspects, because we've got Dan Murrell defending his belt against the challenger Ethan Irwin. So that's a big match, because the Dungeon, they're not going to be happy they're in second.
Yeah.
So, and then the Usual Suspects, we've been doing pretty well.
So say Ethan does win that. That gives you 7 points. That will rocket you to
42. That would put us in third. I mean, not counting any other matches that would happen.
Yeah, in between now and then, but alone.
Should Dan Murrell defend, that's 8 points, which would put them at 55.
Yeah, and we're
1 point ahead of the
I'm in a battle between me and Dan Murrell for the top
points earner. Math.
This is probably the only time I've had this joke several times, where I'm ever on above Dan Murrell in some kind of ranking.
Well, and especially because you're a Star Wars player and he's not.
Yeah.
He's a singles and teams player. So it's kind of crazy that you get to still be in the same conversation.
Because as of right now, Dan has earned 16 points?
Something like
that. I've currently earned 23 points.
Something like that.
So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can.
It's fun.
It's fun to be ahead of Dan Murrell in some aspects.
It's fun to be in the same conversation as Dan Murrell.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. I mean, the GOAT, am I right?
Yeah.
But so I did take a screenshot of something. I forget where I got it. But it looked, whoa, boy, that zoom was wild.
I'm laughing because I remember we were looking at a picture for your parents' old house that they sold. And it's like, oh, look at this picture.
My mom handed me a printout, from a printer, an 8.5 by 11 printer paper
Physical
paper. And she was like, oh, remember this at, our old house, the house I grew up in. And I saw something on the kitchen counter and I was like, what is that? And for a split second in my head, I thought about going like that and zooming in on a paper. Oh, what a millennial.
Sorry.
So it looks like, I had a pretty wild zoom in just now on my phone. So unless anything changed, I don't remember where I got this from, but it looks like Wednesday.
Wednesday for public.
We've got an IG tournament match against with Robert the Spider Parker versus Jesse the Jackal Swift. That's a huge test for Jesse. That's a big test for Jesse.
Test for Jesse.
Did I say that right? I just blacked out for a second. Did I say a big Jess for Tessie?
Probably.
I don't know. A big test for Jesse.
They're loaded.
So yeah, no, that's gonna be an interesting match because Parker looking strong.
And he's coming off of a disappointing loss.
Yeah. And you got someone like a Parker, you got someone like a Saul, they come off of a loss, they're gonna be fired up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday, we've got a singles tournament match between William the Beast Bibiani and Jacob the Aussie?
I think so.
Blunden.
Jacob London.
That's going to be an interesting one, too, because Jacob's one of the hot
hands.
Singles rookies out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bibiani is Bibiani.
Fresh off of a title defense.
That should be an interesting singles tournament matchup. Friday, we've got another, if I'm not mistaken, even though it doesn't say it here, singles tournament matchup between Jader, the Hurricane Paramo, and the Boston Badass, Paige for Betty. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a singles tournament match, too. Mm. And then also on Friday, we gonna get that pay-per-view of, like we were talking about, Dangerous Dan Murrell defending his singles title against Ethan Big Time Irwin of the Usual Suspects.
There's a lot riding on the line for both, not just for the title, obviously, but for the faction race. This is a huge match.
Dungeon's trying to get back on top. Suspects trying to still chip away our way up there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, a lot riding on this, and two arguably of the best competitors that we got in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a scrap. If I had to guess, it's going to be a knockdown, drag out.
No picks here because we are the kiss of death on this show.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
We'll leave that to everybody else, but we don't do that here.
We'll let all you guys out there give your confidence
You guys
cards.
make your picks, but we don't do that here. It just hasn't worked out for us in the past.
Yeah. So. Every time we pick somebody, they lose. So be thankful, Schmoedown competitors, that we don't pick you to win or lose.
We're doing you a favor, okay?
You're welcome.
What can I say except
I'm a demigod.
You're welcome. Maui, Moana.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
It's such a good movie.
Such a good movie. I love it over Frozen. That's just my opinion.
Yes. Easily. No contest.
Yeah. Anyways, so that is the coming up week. Had a brain fart there.
Unless anything changed.
Yeah, unless anything changes, that's the coming matches.
I don't know if I got that from Facebook or Twitter. Who knows at this point?
Fantastic collision. I can't sing it enough praises. If you're it's gonna be very rare that they give them out like that for free.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not a part of the Patreon, if you're not going to the schmoedownlive.com to get your tickets, man, especially for the Ethan Dan one, you might want to be getting on top of that.
Hoping this event swayed some people because this was a hell of an event.
This is what the Schmoedown is.
Oh yeah.
Matches like we saw at Collision. This is exactly what the Schmoedown is.
Close matches, back and forth matches, passionate players, so much riding on the line. It had everything.
It's a great event. Fantastic event. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and get out of your hair. Wow. There's an extra long episode for you guys. Second episode of the week for you guys. Special present from Beyond the Schmoedown over here. Yeah. So, Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
Oh,
you can't say it's debatable. Don't say it's debatable.
Oh, I can't.
This is the second show that we've been, after you've.
I can't anymore. How do I go back?
Where can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy. That was weird.
Oh, there it is.
DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA, on TikTok at Drew_Dimalanta. If you're listening to this on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner and see when we do things on YouTube.
Again, Bradcast will be coming out this Friday. We will.
Sorry.
We set Google to remind us to record an episode of Rad, so it'll be out. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you next time.